Hello everybody and welcome to the table. So very recently, Smoky Mountain Knife Works has been pretty heavily advertising this knife right here. And so this one comes to us from Bear & Son Cutlery. And this right here is their ale beer tender Barlow. And I love me a good traditional pocket knife, so I decided to pick one up. And for the princely sum of about 40 bucks, we're going to see what we get here. So, of course, the idea behind this knife, you can see on the bolster right there, the ale marking. So it has like the beer tap there. So this is meant to be a bottle opening knife. So we have the two tools in the handle, one being the bottle opener attachment, as you can see right here, and the other being a little blade. So we can see the blade is marked with the beer tender markings on there. And we can see the Bear & Son logo stamped in there as well, plain on the back side here. And I don't believe that the opener has any markings whatsoever. So yeah, the opener is just as you see it. Our covers here, though, are smooth bone. Pretty well done, in my opinion. There's no real issues there. They feel good in hand, have some nice color there. So we see that nice deep brownish color in the center. So looking good. But we do have to remember this is a bargain pocket knife, so it's something that's meant to be carried with you and used frequently, and so it's something just to keep in mind. So again, less than $40. I think it's like $38.99 or something like that, at least as of filming this video. So what are we getting here for that type of money? So the steel on these blades, these are stainless steel, and so you can see right here, it's actually kind of a unique pattern for me in hand, because when you're holding it, I noticed immediately that the blade, you can kind of see it angles down like this. So it's a nice clip point, but it has an odd angle to it that I have not seen in any other of my slip joint pattern knives before. So that was kind of an interesting hold that you get on it right here as you're using it. Straight out of the package, the blade was not super sharp. It had barely a working edge, but I did go ahead and take a strop to it, a leather strop to it, and it did put a working edge on the knife. So I haven't done a full sharpening yet, and that's probably going to be coming in the future because they just call the blade stainless steel. So it's probably nothing to write home about. You can check out the edge right there. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but near the tip, you can see the tip. It's almost kind of rounded straight from the factory. So it's not a super pokey tip or anything. You can see how wide the angle of the edge gets towards the tip. So we're not looking at the most precise sharpening job they did on this knife. And so again, not super razor sharp out of the box or anything. But what I will do is I will commend this knife for its intended purpose as a bottle opener. The bottle opener is actually quite effective. It has a really nice sharp grip right here. So this tip right here is nice and sharp and grippy. So I'll try and do this on camera. Watch, I'll probably mess it up, but let's go ahead and try to open a bottle here. Nope, worked very easily. A lot of cheapy bottle openers in this pattern, they'll slip as you try and pop open that cap. But this one actually grips sure every time, very easily opens the bottle for you. So no issues with that. So that being said, taking a look at the tool, it's pretty much a one-use tool. So looking at the thickness of the bottle opener right here, it doesn't taper in into like a sharp edge or a pointy edge. It's not a flat tip, so you can't really use it very easily for prying. I mean, I'm sure you could work this into things to pry with this tool, but I think it's very clearly meant just to be your basic bottle opener. And we'll compare that to another knife in just a moment where this could possibly have been a multi-use tool, but with this kind of slightly pokey edge, but really thick tip, I think they really just intended this to be a bottle opener, and there's nothing wrong with that. So the pull on both of these tools, we'll just chat about that real quick. The pull on the bottle opener is fairly light. It has a nail nick, easy to open, so no issue there. The pull on the blade is slightly heavier, but not super heavy, as I break my fingernail on it. So we can see right here, it's I would rate this like a 7 out of 10 on the pull strength. And so I think any issues with opening these traditional knives is more on me as the user, as opposed to anyone else utilizing the tool. So no issues with functionality. Where we do have some slight issues, and again, for the price, I don't even know if these really are issues, is really going to be with the fit and finish. There are some kind of odd little quirks on it. So as we look towards the tip right here, I don't know if the camera will even pick this up or not, but we can see there are just some rough marks here Maybe the camera's picking that up. Just here on the top, it looks like someone, you know, bashed something in with the tip of this bolster. So there are some marks here on the top here and on the top right here. And again, I don't even know if the camera is going to pick that up, but it's really not, I mean, you can kind of feel it with your hand. When it comes with the back springs are proud when the knife is open. So when the blade is open and you run your finger on here, you can definitely feel it's not a smooth experience. So there definitely are some little issues like that this knife runs into. So it is what it is. And I think for the price, it's more than acceptable. But if they were charging more than, you know, $40 for this knife, it might be something that you would, you know, give it a second thought to. I hate to sound negative at all because it's a totally functional knife, has a nice blade, has the intended bottle opener. And honestly, the only knives I really have to compare to this one here are going to be literally like 4 times the price. So is it really a comparison at all? Not really. And so honestly, I'm going to pull those out just for size comparisons, so to speak. But keep in mind, these other comparison knives, again, are almost 4 times the price. So they are going to be a little bit nicer in general when it comes to the fit and finish and just how the knife is built overall. So one of them is another 2-bladed Barlow. This is right here is a Great Eastern Cutlery knife. This is the number 39, and it's a 2-bladed model. So we can see right here, this particular model was the Blade Forums Limited run. So we can just put those side by side, give you an idea of what we're working with here. So this one right here also has the 2 blades on it. So as opposed to the bottle opener, we get 2 blades. And that's, I think, much more common for a knife pattern as opposed to the bottle opener attachment. So this one being called the Bunny knife, just really well done, well made, feels great in hand, like anything from Great Eastern Cutlery. And I should have mentioned too, both of these knives are made in the USA. So Baron Sun Cutlery is based here in the United States, and their traditionals are made, I think, in Alabama, I believe. But looking at another bottle opener knife, so we have one right here. This is the number 71, the Sodbuster. And so this is that Sodbuster style design, but it does have the 2 tools on here, the blade and the bottle opener. So I'm going to open this one up off camera just because it's kind of a hard pull. So check out the bottle opener on our Sudbuster. And this is where I think they kind of missed an opportunity with this little Barlow here. So let's open that up. So we can see these tools side by side. And where the Sudbuster kind of comes in clutch is looking at the thickness there. So go ahead and check that out. I don't think that's even coming across on camera necessarily, but the Sudbuster has a much thinner blade profile. And more importantly, it has this nice flat tip on the edge. So you could use this for a lot more tasks, whether it's just a flathead screwdriver or whether it's going to be something you can use to scrape or even pry. I think this could totally fill that double duty in that regard. You know, so it's kind of a cool pattern. Of course, fit and finish leagues above what we have down here. But again, like I'm saying, the price is also up there as well. All right, so just to show you the blade as well, we have the Sudbuster blade right there. So I'll just leave that on the table as you see. But I will say before we're done is that checking out the actual bottle opener attachment on this one, there is a little bit of play, a little bit of wiggle in the open position. I don't think it's ever going to affect you opening a bottle with the knife, but if you do use this heavily to pry or to do other tasks, it might loosen up further, which is interesting because the actual blade itself is much tighter. So there is no side to side really on the blade. It's just on the bottle opener for this knife. So just something I noticed. And so I think for the price of $38.99, $40, whatever it was, I think it's a pretty cool deal. It's pretty well made for that price. You just have to keep in mind what you're getting. You're getting a bottle opener with a knife on it, which is pretty cool. So this is the type of thing you take to your summer party. And whenever someone asks for a bottle opener, you swing this out and hand it over. And who knows, you may just convert someone into the newest knife person in your crowd. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment below. Hope you all enjoyed watching and have a nice day. See you later.